Welcome to Sportsnite. My name is Vanessa, alongside Akshay, ready to bring you this week's breaking news.
The Michigan football regular season came to a crashing end in Columbus, Ohio on Saturday as the Wolverines fell 62-39 to the Ohio State Buckeyes. It was a quick start for the Buckeyes as they were almost able to go into halftime with a 21-6 lead over the Wolverines. But due to a botched kickoff return and a quick turnaround, Michigan was able to bring it back to 24-19. But in the end, this wouldn't be enough. As the game continued, Ohio State was able to have one of their best offensive games of the year. In the second half, quarterback Dwayne Haskins was even able to set both OSU and Big Ten records for passing yards and most passing touchdowns in a single season. The Buckeyes would leave victorious with the Big Ten East Championship, a game in Indy this weekend, and eyes on the college football playoffs, while Michigan fell to number 7 in the rankings and awaits its bowl announcement.
That was a very disappointing game, I believe, for any Michigan fan.
That sucked.
Yeah.
There was no other way to say it.
What the duck was up with that. But moving on to my favorite personal sport, hockey. Number 14 in USA college hockey rankings, the University of Michigan battled unranked Wisconsin this past weekend. The teams were both evenly matched in talent and aggression. During Friday's game, the teams ended the third period with a score of 1-1. It took 2 overtimes for Michigan hockey to pull through with the 2-1 win over the Badgers on a sick goal by Josh Norris and an assist by Quinn Hughes. This Saturday game was much of the same and ended the third period with a score of 2-2. However, this game was taken all the way to triple overtime in the form of a shootout and was lost to the top shelf shot by the Badgers forward, Max Zimmer. Although Michigan hockey lost the shootout, the game still goes as a tie on their record, and the team sits at a 6-5-2 record on the season.
Yeah, you know, your hockey has that unique twist where if it gets to shootout, they get the tie.
It doesn't make sense, though, because it's like if you win the shootout, you should win the game, but it's just you actually just win the point. It's kind of weird about college hockey, but at the same time, it makes it unique.
Yeah, definitely unique. The Michigan men's basketball team has gotten off to a tremendous start as they enter the week 6-0 with the margin of victory of at least 19 points in all games. One of those wins was a 27-point win on the road against powerhouse Villanova, in which they avenged their championship loss with authority. Michigan now stands at number 7 in the AP poll, heading into their game with number 11, North Carolina. One of the major stories for Michigan is the emergence of true freshman forward Iggy Brasdakis, who has shined from the start and proves to be one of the key players behind Michigan's dominance. John Behlein's Wolverines now boast the number 1 defense in the nation and look to have only gotten better from last season's tournament run, showing that they may have the potential to make it back-to-back Final Fours this season.
I've been pretty proud of Michigan hockey, or Michigan basketball so far, because they've been one of most Michigan successful sports teams this 2018 year.
Yeah, but I hear the word number 1 defense and I get flashbacks to Ohio State and how much that didn't matter.
Yeah, that was ducking awful. Anyway, moving on to Michigan men's soccer. The Michigan men's soccer team saw its season come to a close with a heartbreaking 0-0 11-10 loss and penalty kicks to the 7th-ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This was the second round of the NCAA tournament after Michigan began their tournament in the snowy Ann Arbor with a memorial win over Princeton. In that game, the Wolverines tied the game at 1 in the second half behind a goal with Noah Kleepdike. After a scoreless 10 minutes, sudden death, overtime period, the game headed to a best of 5 penalty kicks marathon that ended up going 14 rounds. Wow. Princeton had 2 chances to put the game away, but Michigan goalie Henry Mashburn came up huge each time and taked on the final save, which brought the students storming onto the field. The magic ran out for the Wolverines a few days later in South Bend, when a back-and-forth scoreless game went to another series of penalty kicks. This one went to 11 rounds, but Notre Dame came out on top. The team finished with the season 12-5-4. Honestly, that's like the same with the penalty goals that happen in Michigan hockey. It's just heartbreaking almost. You make it to the end, you're tied all games, you play so hard, and it's like you just lose in the penalty kill. It sucks.
As a fan, you know, you love the penalty kicks to anything. It could end at any moment. As a player, I know everyone hates it because it doesn't feel like they really deserve a win or a loss, quite frankly.
I know. It's terrible.
On to the NFL. Entering Week 13, it has been a crazy season filled with high-scoring games and young, gunslinging quarterbacks, making for tremendous excitement. The Saints, Rams, and Chiefs have been the best teams in the league thus far and are the only teams in the league with a chance to clinch a playoff berth this week. There are some tight races for wildcard spots right now in both the AFC and NFC, which makes this a critical week as we are coming down the stretch. Some of the hotter storylines include the resurgence of the Indianapolis Colts, led by Andrew Luck, shining rookie quarterbacks Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson, and the Dallas Cowboys turning their season around following the acquisition of former Raiders receiver Amari Cooper. Week 13 is filled with many enticing matchups, including a battle of high-flying offenses in the Steelers and Chargers, as well as a crucial NFC East matchup between Connor's Eagles and my Redskins on Monday Night Football. This is certainly a can't-miss week in terms of football.
You know, after all that talk, I'm crazy we didn't mention anything about Drew Brees and his team that's going on. They're looking really great. So are the Rams. I'm excited to see who's going to make it to the playoffs and who is going to win that Super Bowl.
I don't know what it is about just all-time great quarterbacks in their last season. You had Peyton Manning win the Super Bowl in his last season. You had Brett Favre, who in his last really good season had a great one with the Vikings. They just get good, and Drew Brees is definitely an all-time great quarterback.
Completely agree with you, but I believe that concludes our time here with the news broadcasting for Sportsnite. Thank you so much for listening, and go Blue!